welcome to this week's Mystic Moonstone Weekly Angel Card Reading. I'm going to shake things up a little bit this week, so I've got a few decks out here. The duration is the 4th of February through to the 10th, I haven't forgotten now. Okay, so let's have a look. I thought I'd use a couple of decks to do this reading. Somebody recently asked me to explain how the influence cards work, so I just thought it'd be nice to show that you can use other decks when you do influence cards. And it's just the way I work. I mean, you don't have to do it that way. It's just a technique that I've kind of adapted over the years to suit what I do. Okay, let's have a look at the first card. The first card we have is Archangel Ragu and Conflict Resolution. Okay, I love that card when it comes up because it can mean so many things. It can mean conflict outside or conflict within, and you know, it'll resonate with different people in different ways. Quite often the hardest conflict we have is actually our own conflict, you know, those battles that we have within us. Right, I'm going to use this deck as my influence card. It's a Sacred Rebels, and I love this deck. It doesn't have to be anything to do with angels if you're going to use them as an influence. Whoops. And I'm just dropping my cards everywhere, and 2 have come out. Okay. Not like me, is it? Okay. Defend to the end the worthwhile. Now, that really goes with conflict, doesn't it? So someone out there has an issue where they need to, I want to say stick to your guns, but because that's what I've got coming through round my head. Someone says stick to your guns, stick to your guns. Okay, but I don't feel that's very spiritual. So what I want to say is believe that what you believe in is worthwhile. It's worth the conflict. It will be resolved. The people that matter will know in the end that this is the real you. So stay true to yourself. And we have inner trust. Okay, so both those cards have come out. Now again, with conflict resolution, as I said, it can be in or out. It can be a conflict within you or a conflict around you. Okay, and with the inner trust, I feel trust your intuition. Don't just take everything at face value. There's a face on here, and that's why I'm saying face value, because I'm really being drawn to the face. I want to say, just trust your intuition, go with your gut, okay? That's where your solar plexus is the gut. It's how you feel it, you know, that first initial jolt of something. Go with that. Listen to your intuition. Have that inner trust. Again, trust yourself, okay? So we can see how they worked really well, and they worked in different ways, okay? So for different people, they may resonate in a slightly different way. Okay. We'll go on. I picked up this deck, so I'm going to stay with this deck. I'm just going to let myself kind of be drawn to what I want to use. And we have Archangel Michael coming in. Now, Archangel Michael is a protective angel, and when you are involved in any kind of conflict, whether it's, as I said, internal or external, in or out, you know, you need to know that you feel safe. You need that protection. Archangel Michael doesn't only bring in that protection, but he also brings in that sense that you can reach a little bit out of your comfort zone. So, you know, if you have to make a stand, you know that you can do that, and you can do that safely with angelic protection. But also, if you need to kind of go out on a limb a little bit, if you have to go out there and maybe something unknown to you, maybe just kind of going with a hunch, and maybe that's something you're not used to doing, you know that you have this angel helping you as you step outside your comfort zone. Where am I drawn to? I want to go here. As much as I love my Sacred Rebels cards, I didn't feel drawn then, so I'm just kind of going with what they're telling me today. Okay. And we have shadows. They're not doing that to me again. Now that one I knocked off, so I'm going to leave that there. Okay, we have the shadow self. Okay, and you know, sometimes, as I'm saying, it's safe to step out of the shadows. Sometimes it's safe to kind of really pin your colours to your sleeve. To really, I'm getting a lot of sayings coming in that to me kind of remind me of war more than anything. You know. Stick to your guns, pin your colours to your sleeve, things like that. So I feel maybe there's somebody out there who may be connected with the forces as well, or has somebody in the forces, or even has a spirit loved one who was in the forces, who's kind of coming around and just kind of giving you that little bit of an extra message, okay? Because I don't normally say things like that. So But as I'm saying, it's time to step out of the shadows. It's time to stand up and be counted. Again, I feel that's kind of almost military speak. But anyway, that's how it's coming in, and that's how I want to give it to you. Okay. Whew. We're going to go to the Angels of Atlantis for our end of the week and see what they have to say. And I love this deck. I seem to be working with this deck a lot. And we have Archangel Haniel and Hope. Okay, now this ties in really nicely because I kind of feel the conflict is kind of going through this, and I feel that's a theme. And the dove is symbolic of peace. Okay, the card itself is Hope, and Archangel Haniel is the angel who helps us to connect with ourselves, our inner self, back to that inner trust, okay, back to that trust in your intuition, knowing that you're enough to resolve this, to sort this. Drawn over here. I'm going to get dizzy at this rate. Okay. In the world, not of the world. That's a really interesting card, that one. And it's quite a hard one to explain, but it's really about being in the world, is about being at one with yourself and not just being influenced, should we say. It's interesting for an influence card, but being influenced by the world, not just following the crowd, actually not going along with what everybody else says, being a sacred rebel, being yourself, being true to yourself. And again, I really feel that goes with what the theme of this reading is all about this week. It's about sticking to what you believe in, knowing you are worthy, knowing that, you know, if you feel something with passion, then it's worth fighting for. Okay, you don't have to go along with the crowd. You know, on this you've got like, do they call it a school of fish? And, you know, they're all kind of just swimming along and not even thinking about what they're doing. Probably one's just following the other one. Okay, but then, you know, you have this beautiful being kind of leaping out of the water, quite majestic. And, you know, it's about not being afraid, breaking free from the crowd. You know, perhaps she was one of these fish, and she was just going through, and she was just kind of following life, swimming upstream, not really thinking about where she was heading or what she was doing, just following the crowd. And maybe that's what you've been doing in a way. You might even been doing it subconsciously, you know, we all do it. But she's broke free. And as she's broke free, she's emerged as this majestic being. Beautiful. She's absolutely stunningly beautiful. And, you know, and there's all that orange, you know, the lovely red hair, and, you know, I suppose you'd call it ginger, okay, which goes with orange, which goes with your sacral chakra, which is your seat of passion, creativity, and sense of self. So again, this comes down to believing in your sense of self. That is another theme in the cards this week I'm noticing, sense of self, knowing yourself, trusting yourself, believing in yourself. All those cards, they all kind of mean that in different ways. You know, with Archangel Ragu at the beginning, you know, you have the conflict, the resolution, maybe the fight, the battle that's going on inside you. Okay, defend to the end the worthwhile, and the worthwhile is what you believe in. You know, there's an owl here, but the owl is kind of I love owls, you know that, but he's situated almost over the brow chakra, and an owl is symbolic of wisdom. Okay, so it's having that wisdom, having that belief. Owls are also said to kind of sit between the realms, you know, and kind of connect our realm with the next realm. So they're like messengers, so, you know, connect in with that inner wisdom. Okay, that wisdom that's coming to you. Believe in yourself. Then you have the inner trust. There may be a conflict that's going on around for some of you, but trust again in yourself, inner trust in what you are feeling. Okay, then you go to Archangel Michael, midweek, the protection coming in, that sense of it's all right to venture a little bit further. It's all right to step outside your boundaries of comfort. Okay, step outside that comfort zone, climb out of the box, or whatever way you want to put it. Find your wings, believe in yourself, trust in yourself. Step out of the shadow self. All right, it's time to literally leave those shadows behind. Then we go to Archangel Haniel, the end of the week. Dove, symbolic of peace, love, and hope. Hope, okay. You know, when the dove was sent out and came back with the olive branch, there was hope. There was hope. Everything that maybe was known before had gone, had been washed away, but there was hope for renewal. And at this time of year, it's really important to think about renewal, because we're on the cusp of everything being renewed. Okay, we're still early enough in the year to be making changes, not to be hoping for the year to be behind us like a lot of us do when we get to November, sort of thing. You know, February is a time everything's still brand new. When you look at your diaries, you've got more pages ahead of you than what you've got behind you. Everything, you know, the chapters are just waiting to be written, and it's time for you to believe in yourself, have that hope, and know that, you know, you can have that sense of peace coming, that sense of new beginning. The last card, In the World, Not of the World, as I said, it's a really lovely card, this one. And, you know, it's about breaking free from the crowd. It's about not just following everybody else blindly. It's about listening to yourself and not being afraid. You know, yes, you're in the world, but you're not tied to the world. You are a free spirit. You know, you have your intuition, and your intuition connects you with your higher self. You are a child not just of the world, you are a child of the universe. Okay, you are much, much bigger and beyond the universe. You are a child of eternity. You are a child of infinite possibilities that just go on, and the only person that limits yourself is you. Okay, we limit ourselves, we all do. Okay, and sometimes it's just following that and just kind of getting in that rut, being stuck in that rut. How often have we said we want to escape that rut? Okay, and it takes courage to do that, and you have to believe in yourself to do that, but you can do it. Okay, I think I've got to the end. I don't have to be psychic to know Mel's going to really be moaning at me when he comes to edit this lot. Okay, he's going to have to look at all the different decks. And we've got 7 cards instead of 6. Oh dear. And let's hope I've got the date right, because otherwise he'll really be moaning. Anyway, love and light to you all. Bye.